Hello and welcome to Reddit on Reddit, the internet's auditory version of Reddit. I'm Nelson Allingham, joined by Michael Campbell. Campbell.
Do you know, Nelson, how you know this is going to be a good episode?
How do I know?
It's late.
Yeah, it's late.
We're full of taco.
That's the main combination. That's the main thing.
You've had a sneaky beer.
I've had a sneaky beer. That makes it slightly worse.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have had that beer. If I had another 2 beers, better.
Yeah, right.
I've spoken before about drunk podcasts. They're a huge hit.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
And the more people, the better.
But
obviously.
one is just enough to be like, I want to go to bed.
I want someone else, obviously, to do this, but are the episodes that are late better than the episodes that are on time? That is some research I would like to know.
Yeah. We assign listeners to certain things.
Yep.
Need to assign a new listener to something.
All right.
Jay has written in. Jay, I want you to go through our entire back catalogue. Whenever we've said it's late, just mark that.
Yep.
Rate them all.
Yep. Also, the problem being, because we just want to know, but, so excuse me, if they say, well, the episodes where you are late, but you should always be late. We're like, no, that's not how it works.
Yes.
Sometimes we want to be on time.
No, thank you.
We just want to know if it's better.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like you can't always live at the peak of society.
Yeah.
You know, like eventually you're going to have things that bring you down a notch. So if we constantly have episodes that aren't that great, but occasionally one's really good that's late, that's how we're gonna do it.
But I feel like that's a natural give and take, though, right?
Yeah.
Because occasionally, it's on time. Isn't that good? It's not as good episode, obviously.
Yeah,
but it is on time.
But we've done something right.
What do you want?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can have one or the other.
We can't tick all the boxes. Cam, before we get into it, I want to just bring up a little anecdote. There's something to tell you about.
Sure.
On Friday night, I went on a date.
Oh, hello.
A Tinder date.
Oh.
Just with some dry wood.
Okay.
It's a Tinder joke, Camber.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get that one later.
Okay.
It's all right.
Because of Tinder.
Yeah, because of the... Yeah. You get it later.
Okay.
Wait,
Tinder! That's very good.
Don't patronize me, Camber. Sorry. I know you didn't get it and you were embarrassed and then you felt like you needed to overreact. But there's listeners at home, they're dying of laughter right now.
The best that you would have got from that is someone goes, huh.
Yeah.
If you went...
There's that guy out there.
If you went, huh, right in.
Anyway, so I went on a Tinder date.
Yeah.
Pretty attractive lady, I'd like to say, on the app as I was swiping through. I was like, "Ooh, Nelson's hit the jackpot here."
Yep.
I start talking in third person when I go on dates.
Quick aside to new listeners, this is about Reddit eventually.
Yeah, it's eventually about Reddit. It could be the subreddit Tinder.
Oh,
it's not.
It's not.
This is real life Tinder.
Yeah.
Anyway, so got there. I was a little bit early.
Sure.
That's fine. She
just getting her used to that.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, you came earlier than expected.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did.
And now I want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Don't touch me.
Yeah, do not want to cuddle. Anyway, but who rocked up? Her older sister.
Oh.
Or who I presume is her older sister.
Sure.
I mean, it certainly wasn't the girl that I thought was going to turn up.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, Camper, is let's say she got the angles right.
Okay.
She got angles spot on.
Right.
Okay. And, but look, I'm not one to judge a book by its cover. Mm-hmm. I say that quite often.
Sometimes I think you can. If a marketing department doesn't want to spend any money on a cover, can't be that good.
Look, the reason why covers exist are to sell the books.
Yeah.
Have you ever bought a book without a cover? Have you seen that? You know, when you go to a library and there's a book that's been there forever and it's like the cover's been ripped off. No one ever checks that one out.
Well, but I think that's the point is they don't check it out, but that could be a good book.
Yeah, but it's not. It has no cover.
Right, but
that's my point, Camber. It's always the worst book.
If it's had,
I've read those books, Camber. The ones without the covers, rubbish.
Right, everyone.
Okay. Anyway, I don't judge a book by its cover. And look, I'm actually painting a worse picture. She wasn't an unattractive girl, just not to what I was expecting, right? But she was an attractive person, okay? But I thought, I'll give this a go.
Yep.
And she spoke. She said, "Oh, hi, Nelson. Oh, I thought you were that guy over there." And yeah.
Oh, she was Australian.
Yeah, she was Australian.
Oh no.
Just my luck. She was very boganish.
I want to know, because sometimes we affect what we think is a thicker Australian accent.
Yeah.
For comedic effect. US listeners, can you tell?
You know? Yeah. It's meant to be redneck equivalent, I think, is the idea, just so you know. But anyway, I was like, hey, that's fine. Yep. I'm here right now. Maybe she's got a lovely personality. Yeah. Kemba, I always say, don't judge a book by its cover, judge it by its personality.
Yeah.
Okay?
You've got that tattooed across your back.
I often say that to other women about me. Look, I know I'm not that great, but boy, have I got a podcast.
It's called Reddit on Reddit. Rate and subscribe. That really does help us in the charts, obviously.
Yeah. Anyway, and then as we're talking, she starts telling me at one point, I honestly can't remember how it came up. She starts telling me about how she was on the dole.
Right.
And and not only that, but how she was...
welfare to our American
welfare,
listeners,
yeah. Getting paid by the government in unemployment, essentially, unemployment benefits. Yeah. But not only that, hey, that's fine. We've all had to do it maybe at some point or another. But she proceeded to tell me how for 8 months she was dodging getting a job. and the process in which she had to go through to dodge getting a job, and how the welfare lady at one point just got so fed up and was like, I found you a job. I sent your resume in. They're happy to take you. Don't even have to interview. Just get in there. And then she eventually she called in sick to that job, but then eventually got another job that she wanted after that. I was like, oh boy, I have swiped wrong.
So you've politely said, not look, cover's not what I thought it was, but that's okay. I'll read the first chapter.
Yeah. And what's the blurb like? Flip the cover over, Cambo, is sometimes what you have to do. Not pretty, turns out. And then
you're reading about the author, really.
yeah, that's right.
Oh boy.
But then something brilliant happened.
Okay.
Cambo, something that would otherwise have been a mistake.
Sure.
But when you're on a date and you're like, how do I get out of this? I'm honestly not trying to say this to make myself the better person here, but I'm far too polite in these circumstances to like cut it off early to come up with an excuse. I'm just like, I guess I'll just get drunk or something. And
actually, that's the other thing. I guess I'll start a long-term relationship. Well, we're moving in together.
Hopefully I'll just bore her to death. That's the other thing. We're at this cocktail place, right? It's like this fancy cocktail bar. Sure. It's almost got like smooth jazz playing kind of in the background. And she starts ordering Long Island iced teas.
Right, yeah.
And just tells me, she's like, oh, I guess I'm just going to get tanked. I was like, okay. All right. That's fair enough. That's what you want to do. Anyway, so we started talking about how I was quite a nerd. I'd already spoken to her about how the week before I was watching the Dota 2 championships. Yeah. And so I brought up that I play D&D.
Right.
And she started laughing and was like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. But she's like, oh, that's nerdy. And then she's like asking me questions about it. So I'm like kind of telling her a bit about D&D and what you do and you roll dice and stuff. And she's like, oh my God, it's like kind of laughing and enjoying, I don't know, just laughing at me. Yeah, right. and so I was like, okay. And then that conversation died down a bit. I went to the bathroom.
Sure.
And I came back and she's got her phone out. She's like, oh, turns out I've got something on at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning that's literally just come up. By the way, it's midnight. She had somebody, presumably, make plans with her at midnight the night before and say, hey, we've got that really important breakfast tomorrow at 10 a.m. So
but you've got not playing D&D at 10.
Yeah. Anyway, we parted ways. There was an awkward hug, even a bit of an awkward peck at the end. And have not messaged since.
Yeah, great.
Neither one of us has made contact. But that was my Tinder experience.
I do look forward to now that you're on the dating scene to more of Nelson's dating adventure.
I've given up there, mate. That was a horrible experience. Who wants to do that?
Yeah, it's true.
No one. All right, let's get into Reddit. Okay. This first Reddit on Reddit is by 1 Week 1 Post.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I hope they're sticking to their name.
Yes, that's right. I checked.
Yeah.
They
on the level?
On the level. Good. 1 Week 1 Post. They've only been on Reddit for 1 week.
Yeah, cool. So far, so good.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll check up on you in a month.
I won't. Okay, so this was in the 6 Perks subreddit.
Oh, of course. We've
had the 6 Perks before, normally by our friend Makita too.
He often starts well and then goes way off the deep end.
Sometimes he doesn't even start well. I still enjoy them.
Right.
Okay, so this one is titled Mildly Annoying Curses. You've just flunked out of wizard school after learning only 2 basic curses.
Yep.
Which ones are they? All spells can be used as many times as you want, but can only be cast on one person at a time and will wear off after its duration is up unless you recast it. I feel like we can change those rules just a little bit.
Yeah. We often do.
The first one is called Fly Guy. For the next hour, an illusory fly will constantly annoy and distract your target, flying around their head and buzzing loudly while remaining just outside the target's field of view. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Next one, 2 Sides Hot. Your target's pillow will be uncomfortably warm and their blanket uncomfortably cold. For the next 3 days, as a bonus, your target will also be randomly woken up in the middle of the night at least 2 times over the duration of the curse.
Great.
Self-adjusting volume. If your target is listening to any form of audio, the volume will randomly adjust itself through itself roughly every 10 minutes. Wow. These jumps increase in frequency until your target attempts to fix it or turns the volume off, upon which it will cease just long enough for the target to forget about it.
Okay.
This persists for the next 3 days.
I feel like someone once put that on some of our early episodes of this podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It was us, unintentionally.
The curse was lack of knowledge about any kind of audio equipment.
Yeah, and care, lack of care. Soul pains. For the next day, your target will be haunted by a pebble in their shoe that doesn't actually exist. Despite being uncomfortable, it is never there when they check. Grab a plunger. Your target will clog 10 of the next 25 toilets they use. Urinals do not count. Priority is given towards embarrassing situations. Your target would clog the toilet at a coworker's house before they clog their own.
Yeah, great.
Ghost itch. This is the last one. For the next day, your target will have a vaguely annoying itch somewhere hard to reach. Scratching it makes it move somewhere else.
Okay. And we can pick 2 of them.
You can pick 2.
Is that 2 each or do we get 1 each? Are we splitting the curses?
Let's gang up.
That's 4 out of 6. That's not bad.
Yes. There's got to be 2 shit ones in here. We'll just get rid of those.
One of them is literally a shit one.
Yeah.
I need to say, morally, the 2 sides warm one with the pillow and the blanket, that's almost too evil.
That is too evil. That is the worst experience in the world. Because there is nothing better than lying in bed, turning your pillow over. It's nice and cool on the other side.
Inexplicably, because that's the one that's made contact with like something for hours and hours.
Yeah, it feels like it should be the hotter one, doesn't it? Yeah.
But even my worst enemy, I don't know if I want to inflict that on them, you know? But maybe that's the nuclear option.
Okay. Yeah. Someone real ugly. Oh.
You're very
I realize that I don't have an enemy.
Yeah.
But I assume when I meet someone real ugly, they will instantly be my enemy.
Well, I thought our enemy was the Welcome to Patchwork podcast. Remember, they just don't know about it.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we obviously wouldn't want to do that to them either. It's too evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Maybe.
Yeah, get down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's 3 of them. We've got 4 things.
Yeah,
Dion's gonna have 2, obviously. Okay. How do you feel about Fly Guy?
Fly Guy. It's the problem is that because we don't have enemies except for Patchwork, obviously.
Yeah.
See, that would actually be quite good for Patchwork because they record an audio medium.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's a loud fly buzzing around.
But it's like, oh, you got that buzzing sound in your podcast.
How you going to do really good
when
you got a fly buzzing around?
I like that. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okay. I think that if that happened to me, I would try and ignore the fly at some point.
Right.
Okay. That's an annoying, because I do that in real life. You try and blow away a fly. After a few minutes, I'm like, I'm just gonna play this game of who's gonna give up first.
Yeah. Here's my fear, right? Is that I would say I pick my 2 curses: a Fly Guy and the hot pillow.
Yep.
Cold blanket.
Yep.
And then I give it to someone called Wayne. Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, Wayne is gonna have a fly in his room buzzing around, and then the pillow is gonna be too warm and the blanket's gonna be too cold.
Yeah.
And then my fear is I'll walk past his apartment one morning and there's police tape around.
Oh,
what happened? Like, he committed suicide.
He killed himself.
You don't understand.
It's the worst.
So I do find the toilet one funny.
Yeah.
Only because it really puts people out in public.
Yeah.
And because it prioritizes when you're going to the bathroom outside of your house.
Yeah,
that's definitely the more... Look, you can shit your F-pants in your house, or you can clog a toilet in your house.
Yeah.
And you're a bit embarrassed internally.
Yeah.
But no one has to know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But you do it, say, on a Tinder date or something like that.
Yeah.
Man.
There is no fear like the fear of rising water in a toilet after you've taken a big dump. That is a unique type of fear.
Yeah.
And I would like to instill that into somebody.
Because it all happens so quickly.
Yeah. I have thought about a loophole though.
Yeah.
Let's say that somebody did this to me and I knew the circumstances of the thing. Poop in a urinal.
Yeah, it's good.
They said they can't clog urinals. It's part of the rules.
So that means by some
urinals do not count.
Magic curse property.
Yeah.
Your solid turd would go down a urinal.
I guess I just have diarrhea. I guess that's what happened.
Oh no!
I just projectile shit into a urinal from across the room.
I feel like what are the ones we're forgetting here? Fly Guy, the pillows,
the pebble
the
in
itch.
pebble in the
shoe.
That would be annoying. I think you could get away with pebble in the shoe plus Fly Guy.
Oh yeah,
very annoying.
Yeah,
the combination. You flap away a fly,
and then you kind of like
also shaking your foot a little bit.
Yeah, because
that would frustrate the shit out of me.
Because you'd periodically take off your shoe just to triple check.
Yeah. You're like, there's definitely a pebble in there. I can feel it. Yeah. I think that one.
Yeah, I quite like the pebble in the shoe. So is there
there's
another one?
Ghost itch we're also missing, and the
around.
Self-adjusting volume.
I don't mind that one. I don't mind the self-adjusting volume because I'm thinking that would work a treat on me because I so constantly have on headphones.
Yeah.
Like I've discovered that I'm so addicted to any kind of content, be it music or podcast or whatever, that I'm like, I'll be walking down to my letterbox. I'll pop in some headphones, walk down the letterbox. Like it's getting to that point.
Yeah.
So for that one, for me, would really throw me off.
Okay. I think that's a double whammy as well, because I think if you did this to somebody, they would just assume like their headphones are busted or their phone's busted.
Yeah.
And there's a chance that they just buy
probably both
new thing. Well, maybe you'd be like, oh, it's my headphones.
Yeah.
I'll have to buy new headphones. And then you get those,
like,
and it's still not working. You're like, buy a new phone,
right.
or something. Financial strain.
I do like
that's a good one.
that can bleed onto others because you might be like, hey, check out this YouTube video, and they'll go to watch it and it's too quiet.
Yeah.
Like, it's something he's trying to, and then it blasts out, and he gets to whoever he's trying to show. Like it's too loud for them, and now he's embarrassed.
Oh, and he's pooped himself.
Because of the other one.
Because he clogged his pants. It's another loophole I've worked out.
Didn't say pants like that.
Pants count, can't they? You can clog your pants. I've done it before. Okay. I think we got them. Look, we really want to annoy somebody. The two sides hot one.
Yep. That's the worst one.
That's the worst one. That's a killer. Anyway, let's get into Ask Reddit. Ask Reddit. This Ask Reddit is by Blender Gremlin. If the headline "Celebrity Outed as Serial Killer" appeared, who would you expect it to be about?
Well, here's what we've learnt from Hollywood. Is it tends to not be the people you expect, does it?
Yeah.
Because everyone thought Kevin Spacey was the shit.
Yeah, that's right. Wait, I could be totally wrong about this, but didn't he win his court case?
I don't know.
I think he did. Oh no, I hope I'm not spreading fake rumors.
Right.
But I have this feeling that he won his court case.
Oh, really?
Which totally flips shit on its head.
Yeah. He'll still never work again.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, what if he never did anything wrong? Because they always say that about, like, celebrities, right? It's like sometimes just the conviction that, somebody accusing somebody else of it is enough to totally ruin their career.
Yeah. I mean,
he is theoretically, by law, been cleared, I think. I could have sworn I heard this somewhere. But the only reason why I don't think... Why I'm doubting it is because I thought it would be bigger news.
Right, yeah. I haven't heard it.
I don't know. But let's just say for this example.
But like another example of this is that in the late 90s, early 2000s, Richard Gere was a big movie star.
Yep.
Like Pretty Woman and Primal Fear and stuff like that. And then someone just I'm going to assume made up the rumor.
Yeah.
That he shoves gerbils up his ass. And he's just never quite shaken it.
Yeah.
And it's obviously not true.
Yeah.
Because why would he do that?
Yeah.
But now everyone's like, yeah, it could be true.
Yeah. But somebody said it that one time. Yeah, I think that's it's such a crazy idea. Like what this whole time I've just been like, Kevin Spacey, what a dick. Thought he was a great actor. He's still a great actor, but he's done horrible things. Now I'm like, maybe he hasn't.
Right, yeah.
And it's just been somebody that's tried to blackmail him a little bit.
It was still also the weird reaction from Kevin Spacey.
That he's like, yeah, I'm gay.
Yeah.
But do you know what?
I don't remember doing that, but I am gay, so better.
But, well, that's true, right? Because you think, well, that's a weird response. But then at the same time, maybe that does make it more plausible because it was a weird response. And maybe he's just like, oh, this is nothing, but I'll come out as gay.
Right.
As like
I feel like he could have left a week between.
Yeah, maybe, and that's it. But
also, why I got you.
Yeah.
Just quickly, I'm gay.
Yeah. Well, it reminds me of the Dingo Ate My Baby lady.
You're right.
She, people were certain that she was had killed her baby because when she was in front of cameras, she didn't like the attention. It was just really weird about it. She was never crying on camera, and people thought that was super weird. But it was just like this. It was just the perception of what had happened. People then put two and two together incorrectly.
And then the dingo was like, I don't remember eating the baby, but I'm gay. So.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's relevant to this or am I off now or?
Yeah. And that was a whole big cover up because this is back in like the 80s and gays weren't out at that time. So it goes deep. It goes deep, that story.
Anyway, my long-winded point was I think it'd be someone that doesn't necessarily make sense at first, and then you think about it, and then it does make sense.
Okay.
Because you could pick someone creepy, like Joaquin Phoenix, right? He's a bit kooky. He's playing the Joker. Yeah. And you're like, oh yeah, he could be a serial killer, but I don't think that's the one. It'd be like
method acting.
Turns out Will Smith murders people. You'd be like, huh? Oh yeah.
I guess I could see that.
Yeah. I bet he's great at it. I bet he really murders them.
Wouldn't it be funny as well if you find out that Will Smith was a serial killer and he's like, yeah, straight after Pursuit of Happiness. something about that movie, that role.
Killed my first extra on that one. And,
Yeah.
just stuck with me. I don't know what to say.
And the happiness stuck. That was the weird thing. It turns out that was the Pursuit of Happiness. But just side story. I hate that movie.
That's fine.
Okay, good. Just really wanted to get that off my chest. I don't think I've said that in public before. I've hated that movie.
Real quick, one sentence. Why?
Because right at the very end, he says, "This is happiness."
Right.
And he just like claps to himself a little bit, and it's like, and I think they even fade out like the audio, and there's just music playing. And he's just clapping to himself and doing these like closing his eyes and just kind of shaking his fist a little bit. Nothing wild, nothing crazy. And I was like, that's not happiness. If anything, you look satisfied. The Pursuit of Satisfaction could have been that
better
movie.
title.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like an erotic thriller.
Let's make the Pursuit of Satisfaction, but at the end, the guy's really happy. Was this a sequel to the Pursuit of Happiness? Yes, it was.
Yeah, we've corrected the errors that it made, but also made our own errors along the way.
Yeah,
but the thing is, because if Will Smith was a murderer, as he's killing you, he'd be so charismatic.
Yeah, I know.
Because he'd be doing all these Will Smithisms. He'd be like, "Woo!"
I'd want him to beatbox.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I would hope that he has the courtesy to ask me one final request.
It's like as you're
do the beatboxing from Men in Black 2.
As you're skinning me alive or whatever you choose to do.
Yeah, he probably eats them. I just feel like he's an eater.
Can you rap Wild Wild West?
Oh, that's the worst one. Do you reckon Jaden's in on it?
But he seems like a serial killer.
Yeah. If anything, I think one day Will caught Jaden killing somebody.
Yeah, and he's like, I'll take the rap.
I'm gonna have to cover up for this. And then he just got into it.
Yeah.
He's like, this is all right. And how did Jaden get into it? Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
That's where it starts.
He's a gateway.
Justin
Bieber doesn't kill himself. Yeah, but he is a gateway.
He is a gateway.
He leads them to the, and he's like, stab him.
He just suggests it. Yeah, and it's the hair. You know,
it's the hair.
It's the hair and the twinkle in his eyes. Can't say no to that guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know who else? Weird Al Yankovic.
You think he could be a serial killer?
For sure.
Yeah, he plays the accordion.
I think
that's a red flag if I've ever seen one.
That's often what the FBI use to investigate people.
I think it's just him and John Wayne Gacy. I think
right, the famous serial killer. Yeah. I think I think he's just got the perfect. You're like, oh, he's a fun, jovial guy, but also he's super weird. Yeah. It's in his name.
It's true.
He's not even trying to hide it
because he used to be called Killer Al Yankovic, and we should have known.
We should have.
His birth name is Killer Al Yankovic.
If you play his songs backwards, it's just about all his murders. Don't know why, except for the song Bob, where it's all palindromes. That if you say it backwards is the same. Yeah. So that he couldn't make that one fly.
But you play one forward and one backwards at the same time. It's about murder. Obviously.
Yeah. All right, let's do another one here. Okay. This is by UV Light. Guys of Reddit. How would you want girls to ask you out?
Ooh, I feel like this in your current dating situation, Nelson. Maybe this is something that you can shed some light on.
I would like girls to ask me out in person.
Okay.
So they can't get the angles.
Yeah.
So if I've learned anything,
you've been burnt once. You should have known. It's called Tinder.
It's about the angles. I feel really bad in saying that. Honestly, she was like a relatively attractive girl. I'm just saying that in her profile, way, way better looking than I was like, oh my God, this girl is like supermodel. Right. How had I have been so lucky? But how would I want to go? Okay, this is what I was thinking about actually. This is not necessarily about being asked out.
Sure.
But I was talking to a friend the other day, and he was talking about how he got in a fight with his girlfriend one day, ex-girlfriend now.
Yeah.
And she bought him some flowers.
Okay.
To sort of make up for
the
fight. How would you feel about getting flowers?
I don't see the point in flowers. Though my girlfriend does quite like flowers, so I do occasionally get her flowers.
Yeah, yeah.
But if it was me,
you're just fundamentally against joy, I think.
Yeah. Satisfaction, I like.
Yeah, that's why
I'm
you make
constantly
that movie.
in the pursuit of it.
Yeah.
I mean, because like all flowers look the same to me.
Right. They definitely 100% don't.
I know.
In fact, if somebody was like, name things that look pretty
Yeah.
different, I'm going to say flowers.
Yeah. But what I mean is, like, I know that a rose looks different to like a daffodil, and like I understand that aesthetic, but like a bunch of flowers.
Name one other flower.
Oh no.
I just had a suspicion, Camber, and I just wanted to check that out.
I named the two biggies.
Daffodil? No, sunflower over daffodil, mate. Come on.
That's true.
Okay, anyway, continue.
Yeah. Sunflower. No. What was I saying? Oh yeah. But like I'm talking like bunches of flowers.
Yeah.
I kind of like
when they're all together.
I kind of like Nickelback songs. I understand that there are differences in them.
Yeah.
But from a distance, it's the kind of the same, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah.
So
and up close with Nickelback.
and I feel like. Have you ever heard that thing where they play them at the same time? They play.
I think I might.
They play Someday and This Is How You Remind Me by Nickelback at the same time.
Yeah.
Just if you got a moment, look it up. It's very funny.
Yeah.
So
who's laughing, Camber? They got all the money.
Yeah, it's true. And weird aside, but they fully admit that their music's not the best.
Okay, yeah.
They're like, yeah, we know, but people like it and we make money. So
people are paying for it.
Yeah, like pretty much.
I mean, man, I'd do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, my point was that if someone were to buy me flowers, I'd be like, you don't know me at all.
Yeah.
So it would offend me.
Okay, right. Yeah, you'd be offended straight away. Okay, yeah. I thought about it and I was like, yeah, I don't think I'd really want to get the flowers. And I said to him, and he agrees, it's because, and I've seen before online this thing, it's like, oh, there was a study that showed like 60% of men would appreciate getting flowers.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. If I got a study asking me, would you appreciate getting flowers? I'd probably tick yes. But in practice, I don't actually want flowers.
Right. Like you like the idea of the flowers.
I like the idea, but I don't actually want to receive flowers and then put them up in my place for some reason. I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where in my mind, it's so very much that's a thing that guys get for girls and that's normal.
Right.
But in any other circumstance, that's weird. I don't know.
I think all it is like maybe my brain is just being too practical because I'd be like, just give me a t-shirt.
Yeah.
I love a t-shirt.
Yeah. Chocolate. Love chocolate.
Give me a plain t-shirt.
Yeah.
I can wear it with anything.
Nickelback album. Anything. Which one doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. Have you heard their songs?
Nelson, it's Silver Side Up or nothing for me.
Okay. Literally don't know. I don't know
that's
any of their
an album
albums.
title. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll be impressed if that is. I think that's one of them.
They could have released the same album
That's true.
every year.
This one's Silver Side Up 1, Silver Side Up 2.
Anyway, that wasn't the question about flowers at all. It just came up in conversation the
I
other day.
don't think there's a specific way I'd just ask.
Okay.
I don't think that. I also don't think if you swap it, there's a way that a woman necessarily wants a guy to ask her out. Just ask, because hey, do you want to go out sometime? Do you want to go get a drink? That's all it is. That's all it needs to be.
Yeah.
Or jumbotron at a big sporting event, obviously.
Well, yeah.
Either one of those is fine. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, look, if I had to have a preference, jumbotron.
Yeah.
I mean, that girl's putting in the effort.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some other girl just asked me like on the bus or something.
Would this be good for you? Maybe like something in the paper. You know how you can do the personal things? But it says like, will W-I-L you go out with me? Because they paper the letter.
Yeah.
You'd be like, thrifty.
Yeah.
So I got it. I got the message.
You go. Yeah. I don't read the paper. That'd be a problem.
Yeah.
So in order for that to work, she'd have to get front page ad with probably my face on it.
Yeah.
So when I was on the train and people are reading the paper and they look at the front page and they look at me and they look at the front page and they look at me and then they turn it around to me. They're over the other side of the train.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to interact with people. And they kind of just hold it up like,
yeah.
is this you? And then I go, oh, I buy myself a paper. And that, Cambo,
But
is how she could get me my attention via the newspaper.
Why, if you're on the front page of the paper, if she has the ability to do this, make the headline "Will you go out with me?"
Oh, yeah. But okay. Yeah, that's true.
Because then someone can just hold it up and you're like, huh, I will. I'll call her later and tell her I will.
Yeah. But I might be like, well, actually, I'm famous now. I'm from newspapers. I can keep my options open. I mean, you've really done yourself in there because I'm going to use this fame to pick up all the women. So
yeah. Because you know that once you're on the front of a newspaper, women flock to you.
Yeah.
Because so many women our age read the newspaper on a daily basis looking for a partner.
Well, footballers, they're on the paper. A lot of girls like them. Yep. It's basically the front page. Just depends which side you open it from.
That's true.
No, I think in the end, I'd like to go to gay. Anyone go out? I mean,
yeah. Just the regular way. And that was a really long way to say just the regular way.
Just the regular way. Open with, or a GIF.
Yep.
Have a GIF out ready if we're in person.
It's like a whale and it says, "Whale, you go out with me."
Yeah. I'm hooked. Marry that woman. All right. Let's get into Today I Learned. So now it's time for Today I Learned. Today I Learned. This Today I Learned is by Space Driggin.
Space Driggin.
Yeah. Thrifty. Not paying for the letters,
You do pay for the letter for your Reddit name.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why one post, 1 week, one post. Which is he?
Yeah, he's got so much money, but he can't afford to pay for the posts. That's the thing. He spent it all on the name.
If you see anyone with an underscore, that's double. Whoa. So know that they're rolling in it.
Yep. Today I learned the most common street name in US is second. First is the third. Third is the second, with fifth being the sixth most Look, we have Hazim as our New York correspondent.
Yeah. Book a flight, Hazim.
Look, I know it's going to be annoying because you're in New York. Yeah. Definitely. You're definitely in New York at the moment. But we need you to go around.
Yeah.
Okay? And just check these facts.
Yeah.
It sounds a little bit made up. Mm-hmm. I mean, mainly just the fact that second is the first.
Yeah.
In what insane world are people starting at number 2? Explain that, Cambo.
I can't. Other than maybe it's just to do with like originally they were called first and second and third and whatever, and more of the first streets have since been renamed. Something else. That could be a factor that you haven't considered.
Yeah.
Nelson.
That's logical.
Yeah.
Just hit me with some logic. And I have to accept it.
Yeah.
Can't argue with logic.
Do you prefer a numbered street or a named street?
Numbers. I actually very much respect the Americans. All you Americans out there listening, give yourselves a pat on the back. What you've done with street names is just crazy. Crazy good.
Specifically Manhattan. Make it a grid.
Right.
Number the grid.
Yeah,
fantastic.
That's right. Yeah.
Because Melbourne is halfway there. Yeah. Melbourne is a grid.
Yeah,
which is great.
Yeah.
But then they've named them like a bunch of fucking idiots.
Yeah. And I still don't quite know. So I know it's named after the kings and queens or whatever. Or like at least some streets.
Elizabeth Street.
So it goes King William, Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Right? But I still don't know in which order those go.
Yeah.
I've been on this planet for almost 30 years. Yeah. Still don't know.
Yeah.
But first, second, third street, can't go wrong.
Yeah.
And then the avenues in between, you can First Avenue, whatever. It's just so convenient. Yeah. Everybody should do that. Do you know what is funny? Actually, I saw there was an estate being built, sort of a bit further out of Melbourne, maybe like an hour's drive or a little bit more.
Sure.
And they've named their roads after Game of Thrones characters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, that won't date well.
I know. It was because it was before the season finale. Now everybody hates the Game of Thrones, basically. And I was like, oh boy.
It'd be like if you came across a town and like, look, it was the mid-2000s. We're really into Lost. So that's Saeed Road. There's Jack Avenue.
Yeah.
There's the others over there.
I've always, and we had too many roads, so we ended up just going with Palm Street, Coconut Road.
That road's season 1. That road's season 2.
Yeah, that's right. This one's outtakes.
That one's special features on the second DVD. But I mean, we can make fun all we want, but yeah, some Melbourne streets and roads and stuff. Like we have a road here in Melbourne, or street here in Melbourne called High Street.
Yeah,
makes sense. Sure, High Street.
Yeah.
And they're like, what is this road that connects to High Street? Well, that's High Street Road,
obviously.
So we have High Street, and we also have High Street Road.
Yeah,
we also have Princes and Princess Highway.
Oh, that one is the most confusing for my entire life.
I was about 18 and I got my license. And do you know, until I was 18, I thought it was just Princess Highway.
That's what I thought.
And then suddenly I saw a sign that said Prince's Highway.
Yeah.
I was like, which one have I been taking?
I was like,
I don't know which one I've been taking.
Even then, that's right. I was like, but is there a Princess Highway? Because everybody says Princess Highway.
Yeah. That's it. Like say it quickly, Princess Highway. What did I just say?
Princess Highway.
You said Princes.
Yeah,
you did.
That's right. I said Princess.
It took. All right, Princess Highway.
Princess.
What did I say?
Princess.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, maybe it's not an issue.
You know what? Years of training is what that's led to. Yeah. So
anyway, Hazim, I know that eventually you're planning a trip to Melbourne. Yeah. We can take you to High Street and High Street Road and Princes and Princess Highway.
Princess Highway.
We also have Batman Avenue, which is kind of fun.
Yeah. It's a fun name. It's boring street, right? It's boring avenue.
Also,
but
people try and tell you it's called Batman. But it's Batman Avenue.
It's Batman.
Yeah. Because Melbourne was originally going to be called Batmania.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, it's true. But all I'm thinking, Gambo, is what we should do is invest in an estate, buy a big block of land, build an estate on it.
Yep, Redditsville.
Oh my God. You want to see where I'm going with this. Start naming the streets.
Yeah. After subreddits?
After... mainly to do with our podcast.
Okay.
I want it to come back to us.
Right,
okay. I don't want people to think that Reddit Incorporated has built this out.
Who have their own podcast, which doesn't have as many episodes, might we point out.
Yeah.
Do you know what cowards? Do you know what cowards they are?
Yeah.
They can't do it weekly. They do seasons now.
Oh my
God. Like absolute cowards.
Just like there's Welcome to Patchwork cowards.
Oh, just quickly, I was going to mention this before. We do have an overlap of listeners to us and listeners to Patchwork.
Oh, yeah.
If you are one of those listeners, don't tell them. Don't tell them that they are our enemies.
They don't know. We don't want them to know.
Because then we'll do a surprise attack.
Yeah. That's right. Wasn't one of our episodes about how we'd fight them or something? I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, I'm thinking like just Reddit podcast lane is going to be the main one, smack bang in the middle, aka First Street. All right, we're going to implement both things. It might get more complicated where we have Hazim Lane, also Second Avenue, but people will appreciate it.
Yeah,
they get it. More listeners.
Yep.
Everybody, as if you wouldn't buy a house in Redditsville on Reddit podcast lane,
that's the
and not then listen to the podcast. That's an impossible thing to do.
Let's tell you, there's billboards everywhere. What billboards? The ones that the listeners have sent in, obviously. They're all exclusively about this show.
Yeah.
I do think that there are listeners that email in so frequently. Him is one, Cousin Ron's another, that would have streets named after them,
they get names after them.
Yeah, absolutely.
They also get a house. They have to pay for it.
Sure.
It's not free.
I think
we spent a lot of money on this estate.
Because we'd have Hazim Lane.
Yeah.
It's definitely New York themed. Because he's our New York correspondent.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Despite the fact he keeps trying to tell us he doesn't live there anymore, your street will be New York themed.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Forget about it.
Yeah.
That's speaking in your language there.
Yeah. Hey, I'm walking here. Also another classic.
Hey, here's a yellow taxi cab.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. We have them in Melbourne too.
What do they call taxis?
Yeah.
On that street, just cabs.
Yep.
It's very unique. Anyway, let's get into shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts.
Campbell, I'd like to interrupt shower thoughts.
Sure.
With just a thought that I had.
Okay.
I'm really glad that my Today I Learned Just About Street Names ended up going somewhere.
Oh, right. I mean, did it go somewhere?
Well, I mean,
we talked.
for purposes of this podcast, it went somewhere. Okay, here's a shower thought. This is by Nasha 102. One day you'll stop being asked what you want to be when you grow up, and instead be asked what you wanted to be.
I feel like we've passed that phase, right?
I have wanted and am a podcaster.
Yeah.
Ever since I was a little boy.
That no one knew what we're talking about as kids.
To say I want to be a podcast. And they said, what's that? And I explained like, oh, it's audio medium. It's kind of like radio. And they're like, oh, so you want to be famous? I was like, no. This one pretty average.
We'll have
average podcast.
We'll have a small but dedicated listenership.
I might try and enlist a New York correspondent,
right?
But that's the extent.
No matter where they move, they will be the New York correspondent.
Yeah. No. So you think we've reached this point already?
No one's asking us what we.
I mean, not when you grow up. But I still feel like
what do you want to do with your
people talk
career?
about their aspirations, of a career, and eventually you're.
I think we're on the teetering edge.
Yeah, we're getting pretty close to, the point where we can't keep saying astronaut.
Or we're like, when I get my real job, it'll be this.
Yeah, that's right. But it's kind of a depressing thought.
No, yeah. I'm wildly sad.
No, I'm not in my dream job, or even probably anything remotely.
Podcasting.
Yeah. I mean, aside from the podcasting, obviously. Sorry,
we have Redditsville to look forward to.
I meant the one that pays the bills.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Because we've never made any money and it's cost us quite a bit of money. Yeah.
Continuously costing us money.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Somehow it keeps costing us money.
Yeah.
You think, you get the stuff, that's enough. No?
That keeps going.
Yeah.
Get more costs. Stuff breaks down, campaign.
Yeah, that's how we know it.
But yeah, pretty depressing. Is there a very aspirational career that you wanted when you were younger? And at what age did that all come crumbling down?
There wasn't a specific age, but it was always filmmaker for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And then the further you get along, you're like, that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
It's,
I feel like it gets to the point where you start, because when you're younger, you're only in your own universe. Yeah. Right? But when you get older, you start comparing yourself to other people in the world. Yeah. And how they have come closer to that dream that you wanted. You're like, I want to do stuff, but this other guy from another school who's the same age as me has made 3 short films and one of them made it to Cannes. How do I compete with that?
And we even a friend of ours, he and I are working on a project together, and I was having a chat with him just tonight, just before he got here, about he's been trying to get someone to give him a hand with this project, like a bit of it. Yeah, and he literally goes, no one wants to help, Cameron. No one wants to help. I've offered money. People just don't want to do it. It's like you do eventually get to that point where people are like, no, you're not, like, there's a wide-eyed innocence for a while where you're like, oh yeah, we'll help them achieve their dreams or whatever. Yeah. But it gets to a point they're like, all right, they need to. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna help with this.
I'm not going to indulge their fantasies. That's true. I think but I sort of think the same stage, right? Like you're a filmmaker, because you hear about different people like, for example, Steve Carell being quite old when he started career. Who else? Who's the...
Morgan Freeman was in his 40s.
Morgan Freeman. Thinking of a guy, and I can't remember his name. It's going to annoy me.
That was good.
Anyway. Jack Nicholson, wasn't he quite old when he... Oh, no, wait. No,
No,
not Jack Nicholson. Who's like Jack Nicholson? Never mind. Let's not get into that. Let's not get into that. Anyway, these people started their careers quite old, really.
Yeah.
And I feel like, filmmakers kind of in there as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
there's still a possibility.
Tim Miller, who directed Deadpool, I think was 51 when he directed, and that was his first film.
Right. Yeah. That's right. So I still feel that like there's hope for you, can be in some way, shape, or form.
Yep.
When I was younger, I wanted to be a doctor. There's no hope for me. Absolute zero hope for me.
Yeah.
I was, and I remember when I was younger, I used to have the Magic School Bus software program.
Sure.
And it was about, they went into the human body.
Yeah.
And what I used to do was just copy and paste these like pages of information from the software program, put them into Word, print it out. I thought that was getting education.
Well, it's printed.
It's like,
I don't know what else you want.
I'm going to be a doctor in no time. This is almost too easy. How people getting their licenses, performing surgery and stuff. And this is all you have to do. Oh my God, everybody should be a doctor.
This software is readily available.
Yeah.
Got it from a pack of cornflakes.
Yeah. And then I realized that, oh no, you actually have to read those bits of paper and study it. And then, by the way, there's years of study. And then I was also like, I don't think I really want to help sick people too much, to be perfectly honest.
As a child, through your childlike eyes, what was it about being a doctor?
Do you know what I honestly think this was? What? Is that when I was younger, it was still that stage of like, doctors are rich and they're like respected. I knew nothing really about what a doctor did. Yeah. And then, but there's always this air about that's what doctors are like. They're rich and they're respected. And because probably on ER is where like...
They all look like George Clooney and exactly. Noah Wiley.
Yeah, that's right. So I think that's just how it started. But
so you really wanted just a good standing in society.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I started this podcast.
Yeah. People love when you tell them you got a podcast.
Yeah. One of the podcasts.
If you're out at a bar and you're like, I'm a podcast, you should listen to my podcast. Everyone's like, please tell me more.
Yeah, I've done it before. Yeah. And people who I wasn't even engaged in conversation with walked across the room and said, I'm sorry, did you say you had a podcast? Because I would love to listen.
They said, there's not enough of them around. I'm always looking for new ones.
Always searching for new podcasts. Yeah.
How amateur is it? Oh, pretty amateur.
Oh, even the more amateur, the better. Sign me up right now.
Oh, don't tell me you edit. Oh, no, we don't.
Don't worry, we don't mess around with that sort of stuff. Okay, here's another one, Camper.
Okay.
This is by Smart Doctor.
Ooh, is that you, Nelson? Is that your letter name?
That is my alter ego, Smart Doctor.
It's a good name.
It's good. My friend is currently a doctor, by the way, and the other reason I'm glad that I didn't go into it, if anybody asks, this is the reason, is he, at the moment, he's going through his exams and super stressed out.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, and he talks to colleagues and there's like, he said every person talks about it and not in terms of like, oh, you know, it's like fine in the end. Yeah. Everybody's like, oh yeah, that was a dark time in my life. And this is like, he's already got his PhD. This is like additional exams after you become a doctor to be like accepted into the certain colleges, like a surgeon college and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, glad I'm not a doctor, but Smart Doctor says, we had to destroy the environment to get to the technological level to understand we were destroying the environment.
But, I won't rant too much. But there are still people that don't believe it.
Yeah. That's right.
Like we've made it up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this would be funny. Yeah. We'll tell everyone that the earth is dying.
Yeah.
Because it would be a laugh to stop coal mining.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be funny? That would be so funny.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be funny to make it harder to produce materials.
Yeah. That would be a fucking riot.
Yeah. Okay. I'm catching what you're throwing, Gambo. you're saying make the environment worse.
Yeah.
So then,
Yeah. Because you know how sometimes you got to get someone to rock bottom before they can go up?
yeah.
You got to get the world to rock bottom for everyone to accept, oh, it's raining fire.
Yeah.
Now. That didn't used to do that. Maybe global warming is real. And then finally be like, see? Obviously now we're doomed. We're way past the point of no return.
Okay. Well, Cambo, I mean, you say that, but is not getting everybody to understand better than just slowly letting the world die anyway? One is an inevitability.
Right.
The other one, there's a very minute chance that we come out of it better off. We've convinced everybody it's bad. It's literally raining fire.
Yep.
But then a genius child is born. And he's
you're playing Dark Lie on quite a Deus Ex Machina situation.
This is quite. Haven't you read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Yeah.
The world is created for the purpose of somebody being born, right?
Yeah.
And asking the right questions.
Yeah.
So that is the exact scenario that I imagine happens.
Douglas Adams had it figured out in the 70s.
Like this kid is going to be born and be like, why not fire extinguishers in the sky? And we're going to be like, oh my God. Oh my God. He was looking at us right in the face all along. This kid did it. We've saved the world. Fire extinguishers in the sky, Kevin. Yeah. Write that one down. Write that one down. Oh my God.
Can't wait to go to the next G20 summit. And unusual formality, but we've let in two podcasters into the thing.
And everybody goes, oh, podcasters. And they politely clap because, they're really interested in podcasts.
Did they produce cereal? Yes. Yes. They're those guys.
We just know. So, guys, 5 series.
We'll let ourselves
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be good.
I'm looking forward to meeting Emma Watson.
That's true.
She's always at those right now.
Always.
I think she was at 1.
Yeah.
So now I'm hoping that she's always there.
I want to meet Macron because I just kind of like his name. I think it's a fun name.
It's good. Yeah. He seems like a nice guy too. Yeah.
And obviously Trump, we're big fans.
Yeah. Obviously. All right, Kevin. Let's get into podnapping.
Oh my God, I'm being podnapped.
Podnapping.
This is Podnapping, where we nap a pod. We take a topic of conversation or a segment from another podcast and we do it ourselves.
Yes, absolutely. So it's my turn this week.
Oh, can I interrupt your turn?
Oh, please.
I've just remembered something very important.
Okay.
A listener wrote in about my one last week.
Fire extinguishers in the sky, or
Yeah, no. That the child hasn't been born yet. Okay, settle down. Patience will save our lives. No, we had Bill write in from Escape This Podcast, actually. And also, by the way, I tagged the podcast that we stole it from on Twitter.
Yep.
I kind of just do it just to, I don't know, like say, hey, we've done it, but I never really expect them to acknowledge it or anything.
Yeah.
And these people did. They retweeted that we did it. They also put the timestamp of where we do their episodes because obviously they didn't want to subject their listeners to the rest of our podcast.
Could you reach out to them and ask if they can timestamp all of our episodes? Because we did have that. Remember that we had that one guy write in saying,
and he's like, I would listen to this more if it was timestamped. And no, thank you. Anyway, but they also said, here's some pulled quotes. And I think it was like satisfactory. And we did better than them in the end. And just calling us out on me saying that we did a better job.
You didn't really like their show.
It was okay. It was like, I only listened to like one episode.
As you said, it was satisfactory.
It was satisfactory. The pursuit of satisfaction is what this episode's all about. Okay.
Yeah.
So Bill tried his go at a few of the names.
Sure.
So first we had Tony.
Yep.
He said, here's my friend Tony.
Oh, we should point out this is
They'll pick it up, Cambo.
Yeah, okay.
Here's my friend Tony. Listen to last week. We don't have time for this.
There's a timestamp on Twitter.
There is. Here's my friend Tony. He's trying out New York.
Hey, you mean his him?
His him is trying out New York. Amanda. Here is my friend Amanda. She's a mime and not drawing attention.
Hey, that's pretty
That's
good.
pretty good.
He's done better than us.
Yeah, I know. I'm hoping he spent a week to do this, honestly. Here's my friend Rowan. He's routinely on horseback and naked.
Oh.
Which, by the way, a lot of listeners thought Rowan, including Zim, is spelled Rowan. We can spell with a H here. Yeah?
At the start.
It's silent. And Abigail, here's my friend Abigail. She is against bears in general and in love.
Ooh.
It's quite nice.
With bears?
With bears.
That's complicated.
Yeah. That's in brackets.
Yeah.
And Hazim, here is my friend Hazim. He is hard as zinc. Iron Man. I don't think he did as well.
That's more the level that we were operating on.
Yeah. And his last name was Jay, and he's put just a youngin.
Yep. No, could be. We don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah. It won't be by the time he gets back to us about all those episodes.
Yeah, that's right.
It's going to take you some time, Joe.
It's going to take a while. Yeah, thanks for writing that in, Bill. And if anybody else wants to write in to participate to any podnapping or other segments, we like it when you
and in
write
fact,
in.
the podcast I'm going to Podnap is very much you can do that.
You can do that.
So I'm Podnapping. It's a relatively new podcast. It's called Suggestible.
Oh.
There's only maybe like 6 episodes or so out at the moment.
Yeah.
But it is from the Australian podcasting powerhouse that is Planet Broadcasting.
Right, yes.
Yeah, the Weekly Planet and Do Go On and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's hosted by Claire.
It's the Weekly Planet.
Yeah.
And also there's some other podcasts attached.
So it's hosted by Claire Tonti and James from the Weekly Planet, who are husband and wife. And each week they just bring things that they suggest that people try or read or watch or etc. And it's just a cool way. Like I picked up a few things. Being like, that does sound really. I'm going to go check that out.
Has there been one episode yet where it's James and what's his name?
James
and her name?
Claire.
He's like, hey Claire, here's something that I've thought about. Another partner. Just a suggestion I have for you all.
So you just want to see a marriage break down.
Yeah. But he's trying to get away with it like, well, right. I suggest an open relationship. You know? Sometimes you need to try these things.
Yeah. And then she's like, I suggest we have a chat after this.
Oh, no. I don't like the sound of that. Okay, sorry.
But I said to you that because we tend to talk a lot about movies and TV anyway.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll suggest something that isn't a movie or a TV.
Okay.
So would you like to go first or do you want me to go first?
You go first because I don't really have one.
Okay. That's good because I texted you several days ago about this. So that's good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to suggest a book, actually.
Okay.
So it is
Nerd.
called. No, I want to suggest something else. It's a movie.
Better. It's like a book, but
Yeah.
it's on the screen.
The period drama. Oh no, I did the worst one.
Oh no. It's a sonnet I found. Okay, sorry, continue.
It's a book. It's by her name is Dessa. She's actually a hip hop artist.
Okay.
But she's also a writer and a musician in her own right.
Right.
She wrote a book called My Own Devices.
Yes.
And it's like a collection of like short stories and essays and stuff that she's written.
Yeah.
And it is I'm a big fan of her music anyway. Like I really, really like her music.
Yeah.
But it's one of the best written books I've read in a really, really long time. Her blurb, it's like, these are a collection of short stories. Some of them are funny, some of them are sad, and all of them written as beautifully as I know how.
Yeah.
And that's a really true statement. But specifically, there is one section in the book in which she worked with a neuroscientist to work out the effect of love on the brain.
Okay.
And what it does to the brain. And if you can force yourself to fall out of love with someone. because throughout the whole book, it goes back and forth between a partner that she had,
Yeah.
that they broke up and he moved on and she never could. And she was always in love with him.
Right.
And she actually looks into the science of falling out of love with someone throughout the book.
Right.
She actually, if this
really
sounds kind of
interesting.
interesting to you, she actually did a TED talk on the same subject.
Right.
So maybe look at the TED talk, and if that interests you, check out her book, My Own
that's
Devices.
really interesting. I might have heard the TED talk before.
It's called The
Does
Science
she just
of Falling
talk
Out of Love.
about like that love is about chemicals? And does she talk about? It might have been another TED talk, honestly.
Possibly.
Where somebody was,
she's kind of got like a blonde.
I
bob
can't
cut.
really remember. I just remember this person talking about the idea that love is, it's not an intangible thing.
Yeah.
Like it is actually
and it talks about
chemicals in our brain that make us react this way.
Literally like a sequence in your brain that
yeah.
triggers
Yeah.
when you see someone that you love, and they even mold what that looks like in like a 3D model, which she actually sells on her website now. You can buy her brainstem of her feelings for this guy. It's really interesting. But it's the best book I've read this year.
Yeah.
Which is it's also the first book I read this year.
Yeah.
Which does make it sound like it's the only book I've read this year.
Yeah.
But it's really, really good. It's one of the it is really funny and sad and beautifully written, but specifically all the stuff about the science of falling out of love is really good. Check out her music as well.
Has your girlfriend felt about you reading this in bed next?
This is good.
I can use this.
What are you reading? You'll see.
And it's weird because you're really in love with your girlfriend.
Yeah.
For now. But you just want to test. This has been all a ruse. You've just been desperately trying to fall in love with somebody so that you can go through this process. Yeah. I admire your dedication.
But I would say check out her TED Talk. Her name is Dessa, Dessa.
Yeah.
Maybe check out some of her music on Spotify.
Yeah.
And obviously everyone likes Hamilton, the musical. It's a big hit.
Mm-hmm.
She did a version of a song called Congratulations from the Hamilton mix. So that's a good entry point. Okay. But yeah, I think the book is really good. And I think it's, even if you don't read much, the audiobook, which I listened to, was really good. Yeah. Check it out. It's really, really interesting.
Okay. Cool. Good suggestion.
Thank you.
Cambo? Did they say that?
Yeah.
In the podcast?
They say Cambo, which is the weirdest part.
Yeah. And they do an eyebrow raise.
Yeah.
They don't explain it, but everybody knows.
Yeah. Like, I feel like before you said that, the listeners knew.
Everybody, I did the eyebrow raise.
Do you reckon the listeners know what I'm doing now?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Look, finger guns are
Yeah.
an audio medium.
You didn't have to tell them, Nelson.
Yeah.
They knew.
Yeah. I just went, to talk. Anyway, they knew. Okay, Cambo's just doing different gestures now.
They can pick this
I'm
one up.
hoping
They
that
can pick this one
if
up.
you know what Cambo's doing, write it. Okay, this is my suggestible, Cambo. Nipple rings.
Nipple rings, okay.
Let me put this into perspective for you.
Yep.
Let me sell you on this idea.
Sure.
Have you ever been outside, naked, don't have your keys on you? Why don't you have your keys on you? Couldn't put them in a pocket.
Right.
Nipple ring.
Right. Yeah.
Loop them on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Could you not just wear a belt?
No, you're naked.
But couldn't you just be naked with a belt?
I consider that clothing. Me and the nudist community
Yeah.
consider that.
Yeah, okay, I get you. It's against the rules.
Yeah.
Okay, so a nipple ring.
That's my suggestion.
You would want to have a light set of keys.
I was thinking actually, if I put my keys on, that would real hurt.
To be fair, I do have quite a light set of keys.
Yeah.
I'm not really one for key paraphernalia.
Yeah.
I have one bit of flair on my keys.
I mean,
even that sometimes I look at, I'm like, what are you doing there?
Really?
What are you taking up space in my pocket?
I think really all you need is just like your house key on your nipple ring.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So get in and then you could get the rest of your keys.
Yeah. It's just your emergency key.
Yeah.
So do you just get an extra key cut of your house key, wear it on your nipple ring?
Yeah.
That's good.
Don't take it off ever.
Unless
you're naked and you need to get into your house.
Yeah. Or you just probably nipple to the... Because my keypad on this door is quite high. I reckon that's nipple height.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's double whammy.
Yeah, it's the advantage of a deadlock.
Yeah.
No, deadlocks are often nipple height.
Yeah. Get rid of your normal keys, Cambo.
Mm-hmm. I do feel this unfairly skews towards men. I'll be honest.
Why?
I feel like a shirtless...
nipple rings more common.
But I feel like a shirtless person in public, unfairly or fairly, whatever your opinion might be, is skewed towards men being more acceptable to pop your shirt off.
No, when you're in the nudist colony.
That's true. I forgot about the nudist colony.
Speaking about my other suggestion, nudist colony.
Yeah. Joining one or creating one?
I haven't been to one.
Redditsville.
I've just heard they're great. Oh my god. Nude Lane.
Yeah, Nude Lane.
Also 3rd Street. Okay, can't wait. This is my suggestion.
Yep.
Everybody should. You know what? Play Dota.
Okay. But why?
It's a good game. Here's the thing. I actually can't say that with confidence because it is such a difficult thing to get involved with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love esports. I get so involved with it. I think it's so interesting. You know what? Okay, this is literally my suggestion. Give esports the time of day.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's my suggestion.
Yeah, that's good.
If you're somebody that's like not really into it and you think sports is superior and you absolutely hate that esport has the word sport in it.
Yeah, look at PewDiePie. He's real good. You'll get it.
Yeah. Just watch something.
Yeah.
Counter-Strike's a very good one to get into. It's people shooting other people. It's very easy to follow.
Who doesn't love that?
Even Rocket League's about cars hitting a soccer ball around.
Yep.
It's just kind of like merging sport with a bit of fantasy sort of stuff.
I feel like you once explained Dota to me in a way that made me kind of understand it a little more.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think this is what you said. You said it's kind of like chess.
Yeah.
Where it's actually just about strategy and knowing to work a couple of moves ahead and what other people are going to do. And ever since you explained that to me, then watching the absolute, from my perspective, shit show that is Dota on the screen, I'm kind of like, oh, okay, so they're all right.
They're like, yeah. I think another way that I find it sort of an interesting point of difference from another sport is I think if you... this is probably most games in general. Yeah. Because obviously, like for a sport, people say, oh, I want to see the player on the field and they can do anything. The player can kind of move around in whatever way that they want and it's about their athleticism and that's kind of the interesting part of it. Obviously, there's like strategy and stuff involved as well. But I think the really interesting part is that, sports, they might have like, let's say, I don't know, AFL, Aussie rules football,
sure,
or European football. They might be like, I don't know, 50 to 100 rules. I don't know. Something like that. In Dota, there's kind of like thousands of little rules. And so what makes it interesting is about like how you use those rules and you define the game because you can't alter them in any way. There's like hard coding. You literally can't do things that like in a game, like in basketball, right, when the first time somebody did a layup, it was just like, oh, that was just a new thing people did. Not a layup, like an alley-oop, right?
Yeah.
People are like, oh, that's just that somebody just did that and that's cool. They just kind of worked out this new thing. But in esports, it's kind of like there are so many rules. It's about trying to work out the best way to use those rules to your advantage, how to like exploit different things, and it's just like such a different form of like mentality in a competitive game.
So esports is all about how the rules are good. Sounds like a nerd game to me now.
Oh, bloody nerds!
That's a good suggestion. I do think that like there's something to, at least if you're kind of against the idea of something, actually trying it, giving it a fair go before you kind of criticize.
Yep. I gave golf a go.
Well,
and that's a shit sport.
It's not good. So I don't know why people like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, as they always say on the pod, good suggestion, Campo.
Yes.
Yeah, I did the eyebrows.
Yeah. You've done it. You've nailed it.
Cool.
All right, let's get into the Ask Me Anything. Well, listeners of the show, just like you, listener, can write in and ask us anything you want. What do you got?
I got one here from Cousin Rowan. It says, gentlemen, picking up strongly held beliefs, I have two. One, all drinks are better with bubbles.
Okay.
I'm going to say not hot drinks. 2, all meals are better with bacon. It's not bad. No,
Oh, yeah, the bacon one's spot on. All drinks are better with bubbles. Here's my question for you, Kembe.
Yeah.
Have you had a
wait a minute.
hot drink with bubbles?
I'm just going to say water with bubbles is not as good as still water.
Right. So soda water versus... Yeah. I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
The water I do, but like the majority of my family probably prefer like soda water, just carbonated water.
Yellinghams. This is why I've always been against them.
Yeah, me too.
He says, Gambo mentioned a gym that likes to draw their members into promoting it. AMA 92.0. What do you find you will overly promote, almost as though you're paid to, just because you're passionate about it? Cheers, Cousin Rowan.
Nipple rings.
Nipple rings.
Oh, I can't stop me talking about nipple rings.
Well, so I thought about this, and I was having a hard time thinking of what it is.
Yeah.
And I think that everyone has their blind spots about what it is. So I had suggested to you that we actually say to each other what we think we overly promote, maybe even without knowing it.
Yeah.
So for you, for example, I would say it's actually D&D. Only because it's not that you wear like D&D shirts or anything like that, but you made me, who is someone that isn't into D&D, try it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like to the point where you're like, I'm going to make you play it because you will like it. You will.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? But you know what? Like getting back to what I was saying before, like esports or Dota, I know that I shouldn't make you try that because I know that you
I'm
that's
not
way
good
harder.
at video games.
I feel like D&D is honestly just so. I mean, I'm definitely proving the point here, aren't I? But it's like such an accessible game to play, but nobody gives it the time of day because it just seems so nerdy. Which is why I think I do put in more effort and I do promote it more because I'm like, no, seriously, no, seriously, you'll like it.
and like you have since starting it, like you've got not like a ridiculous map, but you do have like D&D stuff. You have like a little map thing, and you have the figures, and you have the die, and everything like that.
Yeah.
So that I would say that's probably yours.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I got into it pretty hard and fast, as I say. But and normally at this stage I would have given up. But for some reason, still going.
Yeah. I mean, we have a D&D campaign between you and I and a couple other people.
Yeah.
That
it's like once every 6 months.
One of which is our enemy, actually, now that I think about it.
I'll kill him off camera.
But that one's pretty few and far between.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of D&D games, to be honest. But
it's happening in real time.
Yeah.
This quest takes 6 months.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, you want to travel to the village down the way? Okay, well, guess that's a few months ago. Okay, for you, Cambe. Yeah. I think the gym, obviously, you talk about it all the time. All the time. I think yours is like it's movies, right, to some degree, but it's not like, I mean, you don't promote movies.
Right.
It's not something that you...
I mean, it's part of my job, I do.
You promote, well...
have a whole podcast about
it. Yeah, that's true. Camber, don't mention the podcast.
Sorry. Don't look it up.
But you are you're literally paid for that. Yeah. So, but it's not like you're like, oh, hey, have you seen a movie before? You should see a movie. Movies are great. But you do talk about the movie culture a lot, right. and but again, I don't know. It's not like you necessarily force it on anyone.
Well, there is one I can think of. It's actually a TV show that is my go-to suggestion that I think I promote more than other things. When people are like, what should I watch? Every time I'm like, Barry.
Yeah, right.
Watch Barry.
Actually, that's true. I didn't think about specifics. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Barry. That's true. Hey, you do talk about Barry.
Listeners, watch Barry.
Oh my God. Not again. I swear, Camber, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you're getting paid for this promotion. Or pornography. You're always saying. You're always saying, hey, watch.
Oh, I should mention Barry is a porno. Sorry, I should have mentioned that.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. No, I don't know. I really feel like maybe there's something. If I think about it later on in life, I'll bring it up on this podcast.
You know what's funny? Because I'd said that, people that go to the gym I go to often they're always talking about it's like they're being paid to promote it and whatnot. But I like to think that I'm a step behind that.
Yeah.
And then my girlfriend pointed out that like my bag has the logo on it.
yeah.
And my towel has the logo on it. And my keychain has the logo. She's I mean, you kind of do.
You're not verbally promoting it.
But in a way.
But in a way, yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
And you quite often bring up how you don't like to promote it.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think also is...
Every week I'm like, you know what? I never talk about the gym. Tell you what.
Oh, boy.
It is good, but I never talk about it.
Don't like talking about it. So,
don't ask me about the gym.
It makes me look like a loser. Anyway, here's another one.
Okay.
This is by Hazim.
Hey. Forget about it, Hazim.
Forget about it. Hey, I'm walking here.
Yeah.
Remember Hazim? Remember when we were talking about that earlier in the show? He titled this one 99 Problems, but a bridge ain't one, aka Bridges Get Stitches. Yeah. Great title.
For new listeners, this is about the Montague Street Bridge.
No explanation necessary. Stop trying to explain things to new listeners.
Sorry.
They'll get it. They'll get it.
Context.
Gentlemen, look, this is the point. If we get a new listener and they're like, oh, I hate all the in-jokes, I'm not going to listen to the rest of the podcast, then we don't care about them anyway.
Well, that's not the way. That's not the way to grow an audience, does it?
No, we care about the ones that are like, I want to find out what they're talking about. I'll listen to previous episodes.
Oh, right.
Those are the people that I want.
You want the commitment.
I want the commitment.
Yeah. And soon, Jay will provide a list of the best episodes. So,
yeah.
So you can just go straight to that.
Exactly. Less explanation, the better.
Okay.
The more commitment you foster.
Yeah.
Next episode, just all references from previous episodes. Okay. Anyway, he says,
yes,
gentlemen, your buck bagar bit had me in stitches. I was literally seeing a patient and randomly remembered the gentle bacars that Nelson put out, and I just started to chuckle. I had to fake cough and pretend it was nothing. So thanks for that.
Now here's the thing, because Zim has quite an important job that is to do with people's health. Yeah. And I don't like the idea that we might affect people's health.
Yeah.
Because of our stupidity.
That's true. Yeah. We are theoretically
putting
people's
people
lives are in our hands.
Yeah.
We should judge.
Yeah.
Because also, if he does a good job, it's us too. We weren't funny that week, I guess.
You're welcome.
Okay. I have to know, how much trouble would one get in, truly, for getting a rental truck stuck under the Montague Street Bridge? I'm not sure of Australia's insurance and rental laws, and I realize I'm creating a paper trail here. But say I just paid for the extra insurance, as you guys once suggested. Now you're co-conspirators.
Yeah.
And we went for it. Gents, we could have our own addition to the Wikipedia article.
Yeah. I did look into this.
So did I.
The guy that hit the Montague Street Bridge last, he went to prison for 5 years.
Not last. It was a while ago.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You go to prison.
He was in. But to put it into perspective,
yeah,
the bridge was it's like 3 meters tall.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the clearance.
Yeah.
And the bus was something like 3.8 meters. Or maybe it was 2 meters. Oh yeah, maybe 3 meters. It was like 3.8.
Yeah.
Like
way too high.
What this guy was way too high. Looking at, in fact, if you go to what's the website again?
How many days since the truck has hit the Montague Street Bridge.com or something?
It's something like that.
Yeah.
Google something along those lines. You can see it, and it really is like he was in a bus, might have even been like a double-decker bus or something,
yeah.
And it's like the bottom of the bridge would have hit him in the head.
Right, yeah.
Like it was really low. Normally it's just people scraping the top.
Yeah. So here's the real thing, because he did go to prison, which we want to avoid, obviously.
Yeah, but they were saying like that was
negligence,
because negligence, and he put other people's lives at risk.
So what we need to do, if we want to do this, is get a rental van or truck that is plausibly just too tall. To go under. So we have plausible deniability.
Yes.
When say it's 3 meters and the truck's 3.1 or or 3.2. I think you could be like,
that's still. I think you need it.
Like
I think
three
you
on
need
the
to be
dot.
at 3.02
Right.
or something like that. Like it needs to, because that's still a bit obvious. I feel like.
Well, my point is, there's work to be done here.
Yeah. Or here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Is pump up the tires a lot.
Yeah.
So,
get
the clearance that they give us is not the same by the time we're like the tires are almost exploding.
Or
Honestly.
we could get more co-conspirators. Someone put something on the ground that
Oh.
also just kind of raises it.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
like, who put the planks there?
That
We would've made
that
it.
we carefully drove up.
Yeah.
But I did look into this further actually on the insurance side of things.
Sure. Okay.
Not great. Apparently, no insurance coverage covers you for running into a bridge. So,
And I reckon that it would be double if it was the Montague Street. That one in particular.
I mean, you knew. Come on.
There was 21 signs before you got there.
Yeah. So it's tricky. And so I think that you won't necessarily go to jail because that was just a very specific circumstance.
As in, you have the option to flee the country.
Yeah, that's true.
As long as you're happy never to come back to Australia afterwards,
And you
can
just-
pretty much run away from prosecution.
and
Do it on
look,
your last day.
and look, Hazim, I'd really appreciate if you let us in the cabin.
Yeah.
While you do this.
Obviously.
But we're going to get out straight up and just bolt. We're going to run for it. You'll need to stand there and say that nobody else was in the truck. and when witnesses say, how about those two guys that ran off laughing, you say, don't know what you're talking about.
And just in case this is now the future and people are listening back to this in a court case, we're joking.
We didn't do that. We
This is
didn't.
just a big joke.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
I think we're covered there.
But I also think there is a fine aside from paying for any damages, which is $10,000.
Yeah.
So just make sure you got that.
Imagine you had it ready on you. So when they got there, like, here's the
Just pull out your.
here's $10,000 in an envelope. I get it. I hit the bridge.
Honestly, I put in 12,000. I wasn't sure if it was going to be dead on 10. So I mean, here's an extra $2,000.
You're wearing a T-shirt that says "I hit the Montague Street Bridge."
That'd be the best. Sorry, it has the date.
Imagine if we start a really bizarre tourist trend of people coming here specifically to hit the Montague Street Bridge.
No, here's what I think we do, Kev. All we do is we sell the T-shirts.
Right. No law against that.
Exactly.
Is that our? Because we do have one piece of official show merchandise, which is the I Heart Jury Nullification T-shirt. Do we double our range and introduce a I Hit the Montague Street Bridge?
I think so.
T-shirt?
I think we get them, tourists buy them, and then whatever they do from there, he's out of our hands. He didn't do anything.
It's good. It's good stuff.
All right, I'll post some on Redbubble sometime later this week. But that's it. Thank you, Sims. It's plausible, is what we're saying.
Don't strike a line through it just yet.
Yeah. But thank you, Rowan and Hazim, for writing in.
Yeah,
if you would like to...
Rowan.
Rowan. There's a lot of H's. If you would like to write into us, you can do so. readitpodcast, READIT podcast, gmail.com. You can also reach us at Facebook, at Twitter, and our subreddit. They are all READIT podcast.
Was that an accident or did we mean that?
I think we did that on purpose.
That's clever.
But...
That's bloody clever of us.
We don't edit, so it's weird that we've put effort into something. Also, tell a friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Subscribe, tell a friend. Actually, Cameron, just quickly, I've had this idea. I've been catching the train to work recently.
Sure. Yeah, shouting at the top of your voice, subscribe to Reddit on Reddit in the Greater Train.
Well, this is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
One day this week, I'm going to call you.
Yeah.
And you're going to say hello, and I say, oh, what's this about? What? Oh, you want to know my podcast?
Right.
Oh, yeah, it's called Reddit on Reddit. No, like READIT on REDDIT. Reddit on Reddit. Yeah. I reckon that's going to be...
Yeah, it's good. You don't even have to really call me. You can just pretend.
No, but people might check.
Yeah. Just checking that you're not doing a bit of shameless promotion. Let me see your call log.
Yeah. Oh, you're on the phone somewhere. Okay.
Checks out.
I'm really tempted to do this. And then I want people that have been on the train with me.
Yeah.
And then listen to the episode and got to this point, right? And tell us that they've been duped.
If you can work out a way to record this, we could put it in an episode.
Yeah, that's true. I'll think about it. I also don't want to be the dick that's on the phone on the train.
Yeah. Also, rate and subscribe.
Yeah, rate and subscribe. So thanks for listening, and we will read you later.